night at the opera or ballet is a special occasion and often an unforgettable experience. It's an opportunity to dress up and enjoy the atmosphere of glamour, opulent surroundings, beautiful music, high drama and romance. Opera houses are some of the most culturally significant and lavish buildings in the world. Magnificent architectural gems that showcase the wealth and prestige of the cities in which they're built. Opera was first staged in Florentine and Venetian palaces from the end of the 16th century, and since its birth in the Renaissance, it spread from Italy to other European royal and aristocratic courts. The first public opera house, Teatro San Cassiano, opened its doors to a paying audience in Venice in 1637. But by the 18th century, opera was everywhere in Europe. From England in the west to Russia in the east, buildings were now being constructed just for opera and ballet. And by the 19th century, no self-respecting grand city in Europe and the Americas would be without an opera house, built to display its cultural cred, artistic sophistication and wealth. Some of the earliest were lost to fire, which isn't surprising while theatres were lit by candlelight. Indeed, Venice's La Fenice Theatre, which means the Phoenix, is so called because it has risen from the ashes so many times. But many of the grand historic opera houses still stand proudly today, all bursting with stories of the triumphs and disasters, the famous artists who've worked in them, the greatest composers and the conductors. The first decade of the millennium saw the completion of at least 20 opera houses all over the world. Long after the medium's 19th century heyday, opera houses are once more considered the ultimate prestige projects. They're being built expensively by the biggest names in architecture, by Norman Foster in Dallas and Astana, and Zaha Hadid in Guangzhou. Opera houses have recently sprung up all over the place in Oman and Dubai and all around China. London's Royal Opera House, rebuilt in 1858, was transformed and completely refurbished in the 1990s at a cost of £178 million. I'm Lucy Woodruff, an art historian and opera connoisseur. Join me and the filmmaker Hector Abonza as we travel the world visiting these exotic temples of music and interview the international performers for whom the Opera House is their everyday place of work. We'll introduce some of the young opera singers and ballet dancers in young artists programs and visit some of the most beautiful and interesting theatres, talk to historians and hear what architects today think of the innovations and construction. We'll learn the secrets behind the glamorous facades. Whether it's the enduring beauty of the traditional neoclassical buildings, 1930s Art Deco, or the glossy, clean lines of 21st century design, the Opera House survives as an important cultural icon, celebrating music, the performing and visual arts, and above all, our fascination with the beauty of dance and the power of the human voice at its most divine.